There were over 40 madhabs at one point in time. These were efforts by great scholars to try to codify the Sharia, to try to make it structured, to try to put parameters. And over time, certain madhabs flourished, other madhabs, they dwindled out. And as we all know, currently there are typically 4 large Sunni madhabs, but there are smaller madhabs as well. And there's also recently a movement to basically not follow any of the madhabs and go back directly to the Quran and Sunnah. And the reality is that the people who want to go back directly to the Quran and Sunnah, it's a good slogan, but in reality, the madhabs themselves are attempting to go back to the Quran and Sunnah. It's not as if the madhabs are not going back to the Quran and Sunnah. And what happens when you say we're not going to follow the madhabs, we're going to try to go back directly, you actually end up creating another madhab as well. So not much is accomplished. So my philosophy is as follows, that we need to understand that the vast majority of questions that anybody asks any sheikh cannot be answered by opening up a book of hadith and just getting it from there. It doesn't work that way. Rather, what the madhab does, it is a set of parameters. In English, we call it a paradigm. In Arabic, we say usul. It is a set of parameters. How do you approach the texts? What do you do when the texts appear to conflict with one another? How do you interpret the same text? This is what the madhab does. You cannot simply open up a book of hadith and derive Islamic law. Even the most basic questions of Islamic law, you need some type of systematic framework.